We will see a little bit of the venture capital landscape in Brazil, but before starting, I would like to know in the audience how many of you are from startups. Please raise your hands. Just few of them. Investors? Just, okay, almost the same. And from corporations? Okay, thanks, guys. So I'll introduce myself here. I got a very diverse background. I'm here as a venture partner at Kobo Funds, but really I'm advising Bain & Company as a senior advisor from, of course, strategy and business point of view. But I've got my own company, Vinci Digital, strategic advisory. I also got involved in Perplexity. I don't know if you guys know about Perplexity as a venture fellow, AI business venture fellow. And because of my specialties, industrial IoT AI and generative AI, I also participate in Horizon Europe funding program, 95 billion euros over 4 years of funding as a judge, as an expert for funding. And I'm from Milan, Italy. I studied there and I joined Accenture half past 90s. In Brazil, I worked for Tenaris and then Tekin Group. I helped the BNDES, which is the Federal Business Bank. And again, as Accenture, the World Economic Forum, as an external advisor. I live and work in Brazil since 2001. That's why I'm here for Brazil, so more than 24 years as a permanent resident. And globally, as I told you, with Horizon Europe, Bain & Company, also I'm advisor at Harvard Business Review, Kobo Funds, and Perplexity. So nice to meet you guys. Here we will see a little bit more from a business strategic point of view, not such a lot of numbers, but you can see that here in Brazil, at least, we had $1.25 billion investment, a little bit slightly decline over last year. But there is this stable investment, and of course, I think you all know about fintech Nubank. It's a big unicorn, purple brand, and the sector is, of course, focused on AI startups. Few really concentrated, so there is a lot of potential risk. And CVC, corporate venture, it's really starting up, also in Brazil. Big banks, as the bear banks, Itaú, Unibanco, they got their own acceleration program, and of course they are focused on fintechs. And they also used to buy the, the fintech they are investing, so there are a lot of merger and acquisition. And the market dynamics, as a, let's say, more Latin America focus, Mexico also play a very strong role. So there is more competition with Brazil and Mexico than the other Latin American countries. And of course, we got macroeconomic and political economical situation that will dictate the rules of the next year. But as far as the government gives a clear rules of the games and that will be stable, the of course startup and venture capital fund can do their magic. Okay. So there are some signals for investor, the confidence signals and resilience. There are a lot of opportunity ahead. We had about 150, 170 rounds with a very resilient venture ecosystem. There are a lot of demand for innovative startup solution. There are a lot of startups focused on oil and energy, of course, offshore exploration of oil, especially in Brazil. And again, I'm from Sao Paulo, which is the financial capital of Brazil and Latin America. Fintechs, again, is the key area. And hopefully, I mean, this year and next year, we will have again a growing cycle. Everything now, 90% of new companies are focused on AI. This is my new partner also. I used to, apart from Perplexity, and of course ChatGPT to research, deep research, I used to do in minutes what I used to do in hours or weeks for research, and also for presentation. Actually, this presentation was based on my content, and it was all designed by AI. Then, of course, I had to check all the information again, but I just put some input of Kobo Funds or the Brazilian market, and then all the slides that you see, at least the design was done by AI. So before, we had more traditional sector where the venture capital invested with smaller checks, very limited collaboration between the companies and the startup. And they used to more focus on historical data, which is good, but right now, with the predicting AI based on historical data, also venture capital firm, you know, guys, you are using it to predict the success of the failure where you are investing in. And because of that, the bet is more on medium long term. So sustainability of the business, the key drivers are not anymore to the burn cash rate and getting market share, but it's just getting the fundamental rights. You startup and also the corporation and the venture are asking you for that to build and to scale and to get success. So there are a lot of potential risks for the, let's say, for the business landscape because of that, because AI is not just a tool, it's just redesigning the way that we do business. And there are larger funds, and that will push the collaboration between corporation and startups. So this is why I ask if there are a corporation here in the... And forget a little bit about ChatGPT, generative AI, whatever. Big corporations like Heineken or other in the consumer good or industrial, oil and gas, nowadays they got their results. So from a business point of view, it doesn't, you don't need to know which kind of technology are you using. They are not interested. I'm an industrial executive myself, last tenure. They want to know what will be the ROI of the investment, the impact of the operational cost reduction. And using traditional AI, predictive prescriptive models, the startup that are leveraging this, which is mainstream right now, who really got a real impact, sustainable impact, and it could be then other adds-on feature, like generative industrial copilot, whatever. But today, guys, if I were you, and also the VC here, you should start with the basic, which is not real. This is predictive prescriptive analytics, but they are based on very good quality data, consistent data. So data, traditional AI, results, you got trust from your corporation, and then maybe you can start building something with generative AI. But then you will have already your position in the market, okay? Please, if you have any question, just, and I don't know if they can do it now, but, and so just trying to sum a little bit up, you see the global trends that on the left, larger average check, operational metrics, sustainable growth. So again, the basic. And major concentration is Brazil and Mexico, and a higher participation of corporate venture capital with mega rounds, okay? So that's what you can see. Hopefully you will get the presentation with the details from the summit. But all these global trends will have detailed implication for your strategy, both from the venture capital investor point of view and from your startup. The position that you are taking right now will influence the long-term consequence and the implication in ecosystem. So the way that are structured the deals here in Latin America and Brazil with larger fund will start having a much more tighter connection between all the ecosystem, which is the way that most successful company works. So even AWS or Microsoft, Accenture I was advising for, they can't really make an impact alone. So the startups that are really getting results, having venture capital funded, they are having a very trusted ecosystem which they can leverage, and the point is that they are delivering end-to-end solution and results thanks to their technology, their solution, but also all the ecosystem. And the mega rounds, of course, will push this kind of investment upward, having on the other side the risk of maybe concentrate more, a lot of them on AI right now. The potential exit are greater because of this trend. There are a lot of new potential market leaders, especially in the financial sector here in São Paulo, Brazil. The new bank and other banks, they are threatening the local big banks, private bank. And they are not only operating in Brazil, they are opening they got license in US, they're starting. We have Revolut in Brazil that opened last year, the operation in Brazil, but also Brazilian Unicorns Bank, they are starting operating overseas in US and Europe. And the valuation, of course, because of this mega trend, could be a little bit inflated. But I think that we'll come to an equilibrium, and we'll have, of course, some of them that will succeed and become unicorn, but some not. So I won't get into detail here, but for a potential opportunity of investment of international fund or startup having been founded in Brazil, there will be, of course, a choice and option between and a customization of your local strategy and global strategy, global marketing and supply chain. The really overall message here is that you need to start from the bottom. So the client, the demands, the needs, the problem that you want to solve. And because you are in a completely different environment, culture, and problems, starting from what the customer they need and going up, you need to start and build an operation that is meeting the demands on and getting funded also, mainly via local venture funds. The AI ML are the most important sector. So traditional AI, there is no generative AI here. We are talking only predictive, prescriptive, mainly solution, fintech, and are the most important sector in Latin America. And the ecosystem and all the operation are what they really drive success. There are some sectors, healthcare, agri-tech, and climate tech sector, apart from fintech, they are really getting very good traction. In Brazil, as you can imagine, the agri-tech with the biggest crop, soybean, or other cultivation, and of course, climate tech solution are really, there are a lot of money put into that to develop this kind of sustainable farming. And the ecosystem really plays a very important role with corporation, with the SaaS opportunity already also still playing a role. But the ecosystem is really what drive success. The risk management, all of this, the current situation is due also because Brazil it's got a geographical, I mean, it's a continent, the distance, the operational efficiency could be a very a big problem if you don't have the operation really set up in a seamless way, and the potential implication of economic downturn and the economy, of course, of next few years. But the better strategy always is to get a local partnership, a local player, and set up together with them an ecosystem in order to be successful and to manage the risk. Some key players, I mean, AI, there are too many. Sol Fintech is one of the biggest ag-tech company already in Series B, mega rounds over $100 million. Santander, of course, it's a Spanish bank, you always know, and also a bank that more focused on sustainability, energy transition, let's say. And sum him up, sorry, I did a bit too much, too long. The most successful strategy in growing market, focusing on the emerging, the most growing sector, fintech, AI, solution-based, and health tech also. Together with strategic partnership with local player will help to mitigate the risk, and of course a diversification strategy between the different kind of stage of investment. And last but not least, of course, all the government and licensing and institutional support that you need to start operating in Brazil. And that's it. Grazie, obrigado, thanks.